Hello, beautiful soul. My name is Jen Merkel. I am a transformational life coach and certified hypnosis practitioner. And today I'm here to explain the difference between your sun, moon, and rising signs. I am a light worker, which means I've dedicated my life to bringing more loving light energy into the world. And I really hope that what I share with you today helps you on your journey. You can learn more about what I do at jenmerkelhypnosis.com, where you can book a card reading or mediumship session, learn about hypnosis or past life regression, and get on my calendar for a free consultation. All my appointments are done over Zoom, so no matter where you are in the world, I would love to work with you. So let's talk about what your sun, moon, and rising signs mean. You may have heard these terms thrown around and don't quite understand, so I'm going to go through each one and talk about them in depth to hopefully give you a better understanding. To determine your own individual placements, you're going to need to run your natal chart, also known as your birth chart. And later in the video, I'm going to give you some tips and a really good website where you can learn all that information. And here's a little side note, you may not actually be the sun sign that you think you are. So stay tuned to the end of the video for that. So let's start with the big guy, which is the sun. Everyone pretty much knows what their sun sign is. It's the placement of the sun, like which zodiac sign it was in at the time of your birth. It's who you are at your core, your personality, your individuality, your identity, the stuff that makes you unique. It's about your self-expression and authenticity. It's where you shine. It also indicates your creative energy and your passion. For that reason, it can give a good indication of an occupation that would be good for you. Now, my sign is Aquarius, which is the water bearer. And water bearer, if you see in the image here, the water pouring out is signifying knowledge. So this is about someone who likes to share knowledge. There's a lot more to Aquarius than just that, but I thought that was a really good example because here I am sharing my knowledge in this video with you. As far as your sun sign goes, the people closest to you, the ones who really know you, they're the ones who see this part of you. By the way, if you want to learn more about your zodiac sign, go ahead and check out Spiritual Basics Podcast episode number 14. It's all about the zodiac. That's when my friend April and we co-host the podcast. We went through each individual sign and talked about the different aspects of it. So be sure to check that out. I will put a little link to it here and also link it in the description below. Now on to your moon sign. This indicates the zodiac sign the moon was in at the very moment you were born. It's about your instincts, intuition, memories, your subconscious mind, and your motivation. It will tell us how you process and project your emotions, as well as indicating what makes you feel secure. So for example, me, I'm a Libra moon, and for me, I feel most secure when things are well balanced. So that's a perfect example of how your moon sign works. Some people also think that the moon can indicate what your relationship with your mother is like. There's a lot of feminine energy there. And interestingly, when I think about that, as far as Libra, what I know about Libra, I would say that's pretty accurate for me. Something important about your moon sign, a big part of your moon sign, is it's the hidden part of you. So what I mean by that is you'll have most or all of the aspects of this sign, but it's often what you dislike about yourself, the things that you like to hide, the less desirable parts of the sign. Now, healers like me like to call this your shadow side, or what we do with shadow work. It's the darker stuff that you need to shed light on in order to learn your life lessons and grow. Okay, now let's talk about your rising sign, also known as your ascendant. A lot of people are confused about this one especially, but it's actually pretty simple. It's the zodiac sign that was on the eastern horizon, so it's what was rising at the very moment of your birth. And this sign will indicate how you present as a first impression. It's how other people see you and how you project yourself. For example, my rising sign is Leo, and I'm projecting myself in this video pretty much like a Leo would. Your rising sign is also how you see the world around you. It includes things like your basic personality, your physical appearance, temperament, behavior, and how you react in situations. Okay, so now that you know what these different signs mean, let's find out what your sun, moon, and rising sign are. Now, I did tease to the fact that you may not be the sun sign that you think you are, and I have a little story about that. If you were born on the 19th, 20th, 21st, or 22nd of the month, you may not be the sun sign that you think you are. And that's because a lot of times this is a day that we call the cusp. That's when the sun moves from one sign into another. That's the day that that actually happens. I have a family member who was born on March 20th. And the general media says Pisces is from February 19th to March 20th. So we always thought that they were a Pisces. A couple years ago, when I started learning more about what the different signs mean, I was like,
wait a minute, this person is not a Pisces.
Like, they didn't have any of that Pisces energy to me. And because I knew them very well, this was their sun sign, and I'm like,
it just doesn't match. And I'm like, you know what, that person's more like an Aries.
And I thought about how March 20th is the Cusp Day. So I found out the actual birth time of this person and ran their chart. And sure enough, the sun had moved into Aries 2 hours before they were born. So even though my family and I thought growing up that they were a Pisces, I learned that they were actually an Aries. So if you were born on a cusp day like that, then the time of your birth is really going to be what determines whether you're one sign or another. Now, to find out what your individual sign is, all you need to do is run a birth chart, also known as a natal chart. So you can do just a quick Google search on natal chart generator, and a lot of things will come up, but there is one specific site that I really like to use for anything astrological, and that's astroseek.com. Now, they are not affiliated with me in any way. I'm not doing any paid promotion. Like, nobody's actually sponsoring this video. I just have used them as my go-to for many years because I find them to be really accurate. In fact, if you have any interest in astrology at all, just be warned, this site can turn into a huge rabbit hole. It has for me on many occasions. Anyway, so what you're going to need to run your birth chart is some basic info. Obviously, you'll need the day that you were born, and also the time is really important, as well as the location. So what if you don't know the time of your birth? Well, you can check the box that says unknown time, or you can give your best guess. But as I just mentioned, if you're born on a cusp day, it could make a difference, but also the moon changes signs every couple of days, so that could be a cusp. Or you definitely aren't going to learn your rising sign because that changes several times throughout the day. Now, don't despair because I didn't know my birth time, but I found it by digging through some old family memorabilia and coming across a baby book that had the time written in that. I got that idea because one of my friends found her information on a hospital bracelet that her mother had brought home from the hospital. So if you have any memorabilia like that you might be able to look through, I definitely recommend giving that a try. Obviously, asking a family member like one of your parents or maybe another close family member, they might know at least the approximate time. And you could try calling the hospital or the vital records office in the place where you were born, or maybe you even are one of the lucky ones who happens to have that information on your birth certificate. I mean, when was the last time you looked at your birth certificate? Maybe it's there. So crossing fingers for you. I really hope you found all this information helpful. Please don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to my channel, and also hit that little notification bell. If you have any ideas for future videos or any questions about what I talked about today, please leave them in the comments. Thank you for joining me and have a beautiful day.